And
Hello.
away we go. Hi,
Yeah.
Jennifer.
Hello. How are you?
I'm very well. This is the highlight of my day. I have to tell you, spending time with you and crafty friends. What could be more fun?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is a good way to end the day.
It is, yeah.
Well,
I
your
have to say
day's
that
not almost ending. Mine is.
that's true. It's a little earlier for me.
Yes.
I will say we talk about on these episodes that crafting is like therapy, and this is like therapy. I mean, just spending time talking with you, hearing about your day, hearing about the industry, talking with some of our favorite people, talking with all of you joining us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, for being involved. It really is something that I look forward to. So,
Yes, it's fun. I wonder if
yeah,
people are getting sick of us yet. Do you think they're getting sick of us?
could be. I'm certainly not getting sick of you and doing this, but,
It's
we'll
fun.
let them
It's
decide. Yeah.
we have lots to share, right?
True. Every time I think that we have, oh my God, what are we going to talk about in this episode? That it opens the horizons even further of all the topics
Yep,
that we could touch on and the things that we could talk about. So,
for
not yet.
sure. Lots of good people in this industry.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're another episode of Hanging with Hero. If you haven't joined us before, this in many ways is a celebration of 50 years of crafting. Hero Arts is 50 years old this year. We were founded in 1974. My mother started it with a vulcanizer she found in the basement of the school at which she taught, brought it home to our bathroom, the only room in the house with a three-pronged outlet, much to the chagrin of her 7-year-old son, me. And I think the rest was history. Uh, I wanted to kind of recount just a little history every time we start these things. I like doing that before we introduce two wonderful crafty friends that we're excited to talk to tonight. Um, just recounting all of the companies, all the people that we've spoken to, and all the things that kind of maybe today we take for granted, but were really started over the 50 years that Hero Arts was founded. Looking back, like I mentioned, Hero Arts was founded in 1974, a very different era. There was another company that came short on our heels, and that was All Night Media. If anybody remembers All Night Media, they had very whimsical, cartoony, like drawings, a wonderful array of products, and they were a close friend. Actually, my mother and Bob Bloomberg, who founded that company, were photography buddies. They both would do photography trips together. And so, just like this industry today, it was community based from the start. People
Yeah.
knew each other, right? The 80s came around pretty quickly, and there was a whole host of new companies came in. I've got my notes here, so I remember Rubber Stampede in 1980, just up the street from Hero Arts, like literally again,
Wow.
somebody right in the Bay Area. This is the San Francisco Bay Area. Some of them started in Marin, some of them started in Berkeley, some in Emeryville. So, but all within about a 20-mile radius. So this was the cluster of decorative rubber stamping in the 70s and early 80s. PSX came, I can't
Yep.
tell exactly. My memory is 1982, but if you look online, it says 1983. And so Personal Stamp Exchange, beautiful, ornate holiday products among all seasons, but I just remember their catalogs were just stunning. They looked almost like comic books, really elegantly drawn comic books. Like you weren't even sure, probably, if you didn't know what a stamp was, that those were stamp products. Um, Pretty exciting. Stampa Rosa started in 1985, both as a store, again, within about 25 miles of here, maybe 40, actually. And then Stampa Barbara, one of the most storied retailers in the history of the industry. They had reputed to have had over 150,000 stamp designs at any given time from hundreds of companies, many of them just, mom and pop right out of their garage like my mom. Just remember, 150,000 designs. Those are all woodblock stamps.
Wow.
There wasn't clear,
Wow.
there wasn't others,
Nope.
right? That was the name of the game back then. Inkadinkadoo came kind of close on the heels of PSX in 1988. And so now you really had a cluster of companies. You started getting a diversity of inks. So it wasn't just the original 5, like the Banker's Red,
Yep.
where if you ever applied for a loan and got a reject, that's the ink that they would use. Um, it was now a whole host of things. Embossing powders came in. Glitter and glitter glue was very popular. Obviously, colored pencils have been around since the 15th century, but now were used to draw in stamps.
Right.
Pens, Marvy pens started hitting the market. And in the 90s, you begin to have an explosion of new ways to buy things. For example, archivers in 1999, scrapbook.com in 1999. Frame dies really started coming. Now, again, frame dies have a long history, probably since the 70s, where they used in kind of crafting, but they didn't really come to stamping
Right.
until about 1998, 1999, as the first machines became cheaper. And the industrial dyes that I use in my process to cut out red
Yep.
rubber was now made a lot more inexpensively and as a product. So that was exciting. And then the 2000s hit, like Simon Says, 2002. Watch that episode with Heidi. That's a
Mm-hmm.
really wonderful origin story to talk about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, clear stamps came in 2004. I remember you and I, Jennifer, when we first looked at them, we were like, nah, it's just a fad.
Yeah. Yeah, I was wrong.
Yeah, me too, you and I. But about a year later, to our credit, we reversed ourselves and said, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they took off with the help of stamping tools to help with it too.
absolutely. Yes. I mean, because those are exciting times. There was so much new creativity, new ingenuity
Yep.
around scrapbooking with archivers and scrapbook.com. You really saw growth in scrapbooking and stamping for sure. Distress Inc. at the HIA trade show in 2004, Tim Holtz told us in the
Yeah.
first episode. Watch that episode. That's a lot of fun. But
That's good
imagine there
too.
wasn't Distress Inc. Can you imagine industry before that?
I can't fathom. I can't.
Yeah. I don't know what we were doing. Everything was just, less distressed, more
Mm-hmm.
boring. We talked with Catherine from Scrapbooking Cards Today. So her magazine, first magazine, she said, came out in 2005. 2006, Gina Kay. She
Yeah.
really was the first, um, I think YouTube personality before
Yeah.
YouTube was really that popular. Everybody was taking classes in stores. I mean, two P's now, and Simon Says were popular along with scrapbook.com by then. Scrapbook.com and two P's, Simon Says, was a great new avenue to buy stamps, right? Where you couldn't really, you just bought them in local stores. And now this has just
Yep.
opened up another if you didn't have a store near you. I mean, 2008 Unity stamps, 2010 Lawn Fawn, right? Watch that episode with Kelly and
Kelly
Greg,
and
because Greg,
Greg. Yep.
yeah, 2015 is when Greg started, along with The Misty came out in 2015. I mean, that
Yeah.
changed
That
everything too, right?
that was huge. That was huge.
Yeah. Alt New, Pink Fresh, 2014. Simon Hurley, he told us, watch that episode. He told us that he stamped for the first time at age 10. So at 2012, he would have been 10, if I'm doing my math right. So,
I was having a
uh,
baby.
yeah. Right? Yeah, speaking about that baby, I just found this in our
Oh, there's
files.
Colin.
Young little Colin, 2007. This is
He's a
that.
little
I mean,
bigger now.
yeah, he was bigger then, but there, right? Yeah,
Well, before the show, Dana and Pam were showing me their little grandbabies, so I had to pull out my my baby.
nice.
You're at least a year
Yes,
away from a grandbaby.
Yeah.
and so really, what you see now is an era of online events. Like Jennifer was, I think you were live with Christina Werner earlier today, right?
Yeah.
So you can see
Yep.
now so much more that things have evolved. Taking that history and really thinking back, there are fewer vendors, there are fewer products, there are fewer opportunities unless you had a store near you. And by about 2000, there were a lot of stores. And Amazon unfortunately changed that. Also, the 2008 through 2012 recession changed that. A lot of stores, unfortunately, were not able to keep their doors open. You still have wonderful stores today, but there's just fewer of them. And so now you have these wonderful live events like this one, like what Jennifer does on a regular basis on her YouTube channel. And so I think we bring ourselves up to the present. Talking about that, I just want to show quickly two quick things before we introduce our guests. I think Mike has the images. We have a stamp along this weekend, and you can still sign up.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And Jennifer's a part of that.
Yes.
There she is.
These events are fantastic. They're so good. So good.
Great. Thank you. And one of the key things is it's too late to get the bundle that comes with it, although you can still buy it, but it won't come in time. You can still sign up to join on Saturday and Sunday. But here's the thing about our stamp-alongs. Use what you have, right?
Yep.
We specifically gear this towards, use the paper you have, the inks you have, follow along.
Yep.
Maybe it's a different die, maybe it's a different stencil, but the techniques are going to be wonderful. And the community, of course, and the joy of stamping together is really what make these special.
And it's
so
very
join if you want to.
affordable. Very affordable, too.
I appreciate that. We also have I'm just going to plug today's the last day. You can vote for your favorite kit over the last 12 months. So
that.
You'll see this graphic on our website. You can vote for whichever one you like. And here's what we do. We bring back the fan favorite from the last 12 months, the card kit that's only available via subscription. It'll be an actual product in our 2025 spring catalog. So just a fun thing. If you're there, vote.
I gotta vote.
Yeah. pick your favorite. All right, everybody. I see a bunch of friends, longtime visitors, people that I've known for many years, some people I've never met that I'm excited to meet you and have you join us. We'll have giveaways and more today. But without further ado, I would like to introduce two of my favorite people, two people that I've worked with for a long time, two people that if you don't know them, you should.
Yes.
Dana and Pam, welcome.
Hi. Hola, everyone.
I love you two so much.
This is a dream.
Aww.
It is. Thank you so much for having us.
Yes.
We're glad
Let's get
you're
the party
here.
started.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. We were having so much fun before we started, and we'll just jump right in and continue to enjoy the time. I think that I just have a smile on my face every time I hang out with both of you, with either of you, or certainly double the fun with both of you. There's just a kind of a joy that follows you. There's an aura that you both have. I just want to tell you that.
All around us.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's very sweet, Erin.
Do you want to start by introducing yourself? Whoever wants to go first.
Go, Pam.
Go ahead, Dana. Oh.
Go, Pam.
And they're so gracious. See that?
Yes.
So, Pocono Pam here. Hola. I'm called Pocono Pam because I used to live in the Pocono Mountains, and we'll give you our story later, but that's where I lived when I met Dana. And then she forced me to move to Florida. No, that's not true. I moved to Florida. Dana's here. I started crafting a long time. You know what? I'm older than Hero Arts.
No
I'm
way.
Way. I'm older than Hero Arts.
Way.
I don't believe it.
Way.
I'm sorry.
Way. I have. All right. So I started crafting years ago, and I moved to the Poconos. Thus became Pocono Pam, and some of my first stamps were Hero Arts.
Look at that.
Stamps.
Wow, look at that.
Look at that.
I remember that one.
Look at this.
Yes.
Yep.
Look at this.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a classic right there.
Yeah.
That is
And this was
true.
like my favorite. See how loved this one
Oh,
is?
yeah.
This was my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
So
You have some
I
good ones
started.
there.
I do have good ones. My very first class was at AC Moore, which is no longer on a crafting store, which I thought was a paint store. And I signed up for a scrapbooking class. It was June 25th, 2009, the day Michael Jackson died. So I cried throughout the whole class. I was like, just staring at me. Um, but then that's when I fell in love with heat embossing. So I associate heat embossing with Michael Jackson and my first day of crafting. And yeah, that's my beginning. I'm not gonna take it
One.
away. You take it away, Dana.
Okay. So I've been crafting forever. Stamping and making cards since 2000, but doing some sort of crafting forever. When I had Jasmine, the first crafting I ever did was I made her a comforter with the puffy paint, and she still has that
Ah,
comforter. And now we're
yeah.
gonna add Layla's name to that comforter, and that will go on Layla's bed. Um, then I did candles with the kids. I did cakes back in the day, like the
Yeah.
birthday cake that have like the animals and you pipe a gazillion little stars all over it. So
Wow.
crafting forever. Um, and then in 2000, we lived in Alaska and I started making cards from a invite to Stampin' Up. And
Yeah.
then I was pretty hooked. It was downhill from then.
Yeah.
I just this has been the only craft that I have done the longest in my life.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
24 years now. 24 years I've been making cards.
Wow.
2009 I started my first blog and joined a design team. So I've been doing this forever. And
Wonderful.
I have not stopping. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
you see I have a
Well,
room now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
so given I shared that history of all the new companies and new inventions that had come over time. Just think back when you both started, like what was out there? Like what kind of stamp products did you find? Um, I mean, you mentioned AC Moore, for example. AC Moores are now gone. That's a great reference to when we
Archivers.
used to sell.
Archivers
So
was good.
archivers,
Mm-hmm.
like and who did you find? Like what influencers or what stores did you enjoy visiting? Pam, why don't you start?
Well, it was AC Moore, and then I started with scrapbook.com, and I met
Okay.
amazing people there.
Yeah.
Um, Sharon, still a great friend, my friend Linda. I joined little
Mm.
groups. Then I discovered YouTube and fell in love with Tim Holtz, and you all know how I
Mm.
feel about that man. He he is amazing. So I would do anything, just thinking I would just randomly bump into Tim Holtz somewhere. I went to the Ranger warehouse sales looking for him. Just and my children know his voice because I would just sit and just watch him all day and then try to recreate what he could do.
Yeah.
Gina Kay was an influence, as she was very her on YouTube. She was just so sweet, and she went at my pace, and she was really good. And just then further on down the line, when Periscope came along, that's when I met Dana and her hands,
My
and that's
Mm.
how
hands.
we connected. hmm
Ah.
Periscope, which is no longer around.
Which is not
But it hadn't been for
True.
Dana. She kept showing like she made a card with these Altenew, is it Altenew bows, right, Dana?
yeah,
The
alternate
bows,
bows. No, the ton bows. The
the
ton.
ton bones, the
Oh.
The
ton.
ton bows. Yeah.
She kept showing that stamp set and would not stop. So I had to buy it. I had to buy it. And yeah, so through Periscope, I discovered Dana and Simon Hurley. He was so cute and so
Oh,
small. Such a sweet little thing. But I felt like I had to protect him from like if anyone ever made a nasty comment. I just felt I just wanted to. And he's amazing too. I met him and his family in real life
Yeah.
later on with Dana. But yeah, those are my
That's
initial
great.
influences.
yeah.
Great.
So I started out first with one of my girlfriends was a blogger. So she's the one who told me to start blogging. And then
Mm.
she used to work for Kitchen Sink. And
Oh,
I
Okay.
found out about Kitchen Sink. And then people started showing me the Angel Company, which was like, I guess, comparable to Stampin' Up.
Okay.
mm-hmm.
And then it was like, okay, I need something more than this. So while we were in Alaska, there was a stamp store that opened up, and I used to go there, and that's when I fell in love with glitter. Because
Mm.
otherwise, you always saw like the glitter in the glue, so not like regular glitter in bags. So I fell in love with glitter heat embossing then. Gina K was one of my first that I fell in love with. And then it was just like, so let me tell you first. I got to tell you about Pam and Tim Holtz.
Dude.
Let's hear it. Let's hear the inside
I
scoop.
forgot to mention these ladies have the best giggle. The best.
It's infectious, that's for sure.
Oh my God.
So Pam and I are at Creativation, right? The first time Pam comes with me, and I see Tim Holtz. I've seen Tim Holtz before, but this is the first time Pam was getting ready to see. So now I want to film Pam because I have to watch the exchange. So Tim is up there and he's, doing his thing, showing things. He looks up occasionally, and he talks to people. And then you can see Pam like Pam. You can touch him. It's okay. So after he finished, I'm pretty sure I still have that video. After he finished, Pam goes over and she's like, "Hi," and I was like, "What just happened to your voice?" It's like she could not talk. She could not talk after that. And then I was like, "It's okay. It's okay. It's good." Oh God, I start crying. It's okay. It's okay, Pam. Just breathe. We're gonna team up a few more times. And then so when I came, that's when Pam moved down here. So Pam and I, like she said, met on Periscope. And I used to work for a company, and I kept seeing Pam pop in on my lives. And then we just started talking. I'm from New Jersey. She's originally from New York, and then she moved to the Poconos. So it was like an instant click. I really can't explain it, but I had not met Pam, never heard her voice, but it was just instant click with her. And then I said, "Well, you should move to Florida. You should be my neighbor." So they came down here looking, and Tampa is our midpoint for Pam and I. So I'm north of Tampa and she's a little south of Tampa. So Tampa was our midpoint. So then it was like we met and we went out on the it was a craft show locally because we have Michelle and Tony with us. So we went out. That was hilarious. I mean, that pretty much sealed our friendship. It was like,
Nice.
okay, now we're just stuck with each other.
Yeah.
We're just stuck. So yeah, it has been one hell of a ride with Pam.
It's been lots of fun.
It's been so much fun. Just so much fun. And this is only half of what we do. Put us in a room together and we're roomies. We're up all night.
That's it.
Yeah.
All night.
That is it. All night. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So how did you meet up with Hero Arts?
So I had been following Hero Arts. I did a couple Periscopes with their My Monthly Hero. And I was just saying, one of these days we'll get a chance to meet Aaron. And then I think I met you at Creativation.
Right. Yes.
And met you at Creativation. And then it was 2020. We all started working together. Thanks to you, Jennifer. We all started working together. And I would tell you, it really is. It has been one of the highlights of my life is to work with Hero. It really is. I cannot say enough about. So if y'all don't know this about Aaron, Aaron can do no wrong by me. I'm sorry, you guys. He just can't.
Same.
He can't do any wrong by me. He's so giving. He's so understanding. He wants to know. He wants to learn. And it's like he's the guy that I know, if I had, something I really need to have a deep conversation about that came to crafting or not crafting. Aaron's going to be the person I'm going to be able to talk to that. Yeah. So I'm so forever fortunate to work with you and Laura and the team and I mean, just everybody at Hero is just, so my next road trip is to come out there and hang out with Hero in person.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what
coming.
we're gonna do.
It's a plan. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for those kind
You're
words.
welcome.
And then Aaron
That
gave us our own like stamp set, if you guys remember
Yes.
back in
Yeah.
2020. Like, who else
yes.
Yes.
does that? He
Our own
embraced
line.
us.
Who
He
does
loves
that?
us 100%.
Yeah.
And then he
Yes.
kept it going. Like a lot of other companies were part of, the George Floyd issue. Just it was a fleeting moment for them. But Hero Arts, they've always been about community and diversity, and they
Even
remain that
before
way.
us. Yeah. Even
Yeah.
before we came along. You guys have
Mm-hmm.
always been part of that.
Always.
So yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
will forever appreciate that about Hero Arts.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Well, it was just perfect that was able to meet you both because I think that line was I think one of the most joyous lines to make, especially at that time. This industry
Yeah.
is about community, it's about
Mm-hmm.
joy, it's
Mm-hmm.
about that togetherness. And I
Yeah.
think that there kind of are times to really promote love and unity. And who doesn't need more of that in the world? And so
Right.
Absolutely.
you guys were just wonderful to share your ideas, share your vision with us. And yeah, that line's still active today. We've got a surprise for all of you followers tonight. I will announce it a little later, but it's going to include those products, which we will talk about soon. That Dana and Pam really envisioned, and Laura and collaborated with Laura and the design team to bring to life. So whenever I think of love and community and unity stamps, which are the lines that we have, I think of both of you, and it just makes me smile. It really
Aw,
does.
thank you. You're so
Yes.
sweet.
I
And
know.
I can't wait for that road trip. Let's
Yeah.
do it
Yeah, the
whenever
road
you
trip
guys
Look,
are
will be
available.
fun.
don't test me because I'll knock on your door and I'll just show up.
And I'll be right with her.
Yeah,
In January.
door will be open for you anytime.
And
Let's make
I
it
another
was
thing
going
I
partner.
to
love
just
about I'm sorry, go ahead.
go
You were
ahead,
saying
Pam. Go
something?
ahead.
Another thing I
Go.
love about our community, it says, yeah, we're joined together by crafting, but there's other little things like we're all humans and we all recognize that within each other and we're there for each other. I want to say when I got the call, I was with Jennifer, Dana, Christina, who else? Kathy, when I got the
Kathy.
call
Kathy
that my mother
Rasmussen.
was passing, and they were all
Mm.
there for me. Like it's the little things in life too, and the big things. So
Yeah.
that's why community, so especially in our community, I love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
And we're getting great comments from people who are really kind of hearting and loving the fact that, especially in times like now, when you have hurricanes ripping through
Right.
uh, eastern seaboard, Florida to North Carolina, when you
Hmm.
need that kind of togetherness and support. I mean, let's face it, an election's coming up. That's always a divisive time in our country.
Hmm.
Sadly, it shouldn't be.
Hmm.
Should be when we all come together. And I just think that this is a little haven of joy, of being together,
Hmm.
laughing, sharing,
Yeah.
being friendly. And I think that's why crafting brings such therapy to so many people. Um,
Hmm.
and so I really appreciate that in both of you because I think that you both emulate that in your stories, in your crafting, and in what you do. So, so tell me how each of you get your creative inspiration. Like what draws you to certain stamps, to certain techniques, and to the projects that you end up doing and producing and showing. Dana, where do you really get your inspiration for new ideas or new techniques that you want to share?
I literally find it in everything.
Hmm.
I can find it in a dress.
Hmm.
I can
Hmm.
see it in home decor. I it is just so I'm kind of weird when it comes to this. Like I can see like I couldn't wait. So my husband was military. I couldn't wait till he got out of the military so I can dress him because like I wanted to put him. He still doesn't wear these clothes, but I wanted to dress him because
Right.
he wore your uniform for every day for 29 years, and I just want to dress him now. And I kept saying like, I can't wait to dress you in ties. I need you to have a suit job, with a crisp white shirt, and then I'm going to pick out all your ties. That didn't happen. I ended up doing it for my son instead. But it would be like I could be looking at a tie and I could say, oh my God, that would be a beautiful card. My twin
Oh,
sister
wow.
knows it. My twin sister knows it. She can have a blouse on and be like, ah, I can make that into a card. I
Nice.
love Dunkin' Donuts, and I actually took the colors from Dunkin' Donuts. No, that's fetish for Dunkin' Donuts. Um, so it's like I can literally see it in anything, and I'm not a kind of crafter that just sticks to like flowers or just stick to something that's abstract. Like I love it all. I'm a little scared still of mixed media, but I would do it. I'll put my little pinky toe in there and we'll splash around just a little bit. But I can totally find inspiration in everything. Like I have a package today that came in, and the envelope, I was like, wow, that could be a pretty card. When Concord and Ninth came out with their colors, their first line of colors, I said to Greg, these are the colors in my house. And he was like, what? I was like, the gray was in my house, the navy that he had, and the yellow was in my house. And I was like, this whole entire color palette I can put into my house. And he was like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah, like I'll show you a picture of my house right now. All these colors are, it's from my bathroom, from my bedroom down to my living room. Because I'm kind of weird. I like to color coordinate my house. And so I was like, all the colors are all within my home. And it's, my husband, he puts up with a lot for me. And that's why I love him dearly. But, he'll even be like, what did you just say? I'm like, wouldn't I make a pretty card? He's like, okay.
They don't get it.
They
don't
don't.
get it.
He's like, if it makes you happy, babe, just go ahead and do it. Whatever makes you happy, Dane. So I kept him for 31 years, so I'm going to try another 31. But that's
Nice.
how I
Yeah.
see it. I just don't, I know, forever. But yeah, I see it in everything, absolutely everything. There's not one thing that I can't see and say I can make a card out of that.
Wow.
That's impressive.
That's
Weird.
awesome.
I know.
No, we're
Do
all.
you-
I think we all are odd when it comes to this hobby. We only understand each other.
Right.
Nobody
Yeah.
else understands us.
Nope.
And
What
Dana,
about you, Pam?
I'm like Dana. I can see it in everything, or I like to go down the aisles in Publix and at the cards. I'm like, I can make that, and then try to recreate it.
Nice.
TV shows, cartoons. Like I was watching The Circle the other day, and I saw a pattern on the wall that I want to make into a card. But I also want to say you need friends like Dana and Jennifer and my other friend Linda who will tell you the truth. Like I'll make a card and I'll call Dana. What do you think? Girl. or when I'm coloring, because I love to color. Or like, what about this? Oh, you may want to put some glitter, or maybe she'd be like, don't post that.
Oh my gosh.
But you need an honest friend who will tell you, because I could say, oh, what about this? And my kids will be like, oh, that's great, Mom, you're the best. And I'll show it to Dana, and she'll be like, girl, don't you dare embarrass me. So you need those friends like Jennifer and Dana to tell you the truth about what you're creating. And then other than that, me, I like to color and put an afro on anything, a frog, a giraffe, whatever. I'll put an afro on
You are
anyone or
so
anything.
good at that. So good. I'll look at it. I'm like,
try.
was that how it came? Because you just
Right.
make it seamless. It's just unbelievable.
Well, you taught us, hey, do all the things with whatever you can do. So you can put afro
Yeah.
on it. I cut a stamp because of Jennifer. I didn't want to cut the stamp, but I did. I cut it, and then it lined up like, because I just needed one word of the sentiment, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna cut it with my Tim Holtz scissors.
That's funny. Of course.
Of course, right?
There are no others.
I have like 20 of them. Why?
Yeah, we're getting great comments. People are really enjoying.
Just in case you lose a pair, Pam.
Right, that
Yes.
part.
I will never
Yes.
admit how many Tim Holtz red-handled
know.
scissors I have in my house. It's
Oh,
Yeah, it's bad.
unbelievable.
Yes. Yeah, people are really enjoying seeing your friendship, hearing about your friendship, hearing about both of your backgrounds, um, and it's definitely infectious. Your the joy and happiness that you bring to things. And thank you in the
thank
comments,
you.
Linda. It was great seeing you. On Friday, we had a party here to celebrate 50
I
years. Party
know.
here, and Saturday, and so it was tons of fun to see you and everyone. And really, it's a joy to celebrate 50 years because we get to not only have a reason to have this episode and talk with wonderful people like Dana and Pam, but also Jennifer and I get to kind of relive the history that we've been longtime friends, and that's just
Mm-hmm.
it's just a lot of fun. So, how did each of you first meet Jennifer? I think we touched on that, but let's revisit that.
Hold on. Leave it.
So,
So
so Pam, how did you first meet Jennifer?
I met Jennifer through Dana, and I fell in love with. Once again, in awe, like you can't.
Stop.
It's like so I just got really goofy. But then
do it like this.
Jennifer is just as goofy as we are,
That's true.
and she's a real goofball. And yet she's another voice that my grandchildren recognize and know. So they call her Titi Jennifer. Titi means, like auntie. It's a term of endearment. So
Hmm,
they know her. Yeah.
I have
that's
I
fun.
have pictures of us. I should have loaded them. Pictures of us and a few other crafters like Christina and Kathy on a beach in Florida wearing
Yes.
butterfly wings and
Wings.
dancing with
Yes.
complete strangers.
Yeah. Just in a drum
Steve
circle.
Best, Steve
And
Best.
then Jennifer sent me a pair of like who get like Jennifer usually sends out cards or she'll send clothes from my granddaughter. I got a set of wings,
Yep. We
which
were
I
like
do
at
put
one of
on
those
sometime.
we went to the beach and they had one of those like circles playing music. I don't know
Drum
what they call them.
circles.
A drum
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 circle.
circle.
circles.
And there was a really interesting, kind lady who had butterfly wings. And I think she was on a different level than us that night, but she let us borrow her butterfly wings and we danced on the beach.
We're gonna have to post that picture,
We
Jennifer.
should.
Yeah.
I will. I'll
I'm
post
looking
that
for it
today.
right now, right?
Are you
Yeah.
good?
So I remember getting to know Pam and Dana. I call them Pana and a lot. I got to know Dana and Pam a lot at the Creativation shows. They
Yes.
would walk in to the room and it just was like everything brightened up. And we would hang out after the show. We'd eat dessert in the lobby. And that's how I got to know them well. And we just connected from there. I was supposed to see them last weekend, but some
Yeah.
hurricanes got in the way of that. So we're going to change
Yeah.
our plans and instead come to Hero Arts.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Plan.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
Count me
All
in.
right.
I'm there.
Yes, we will. We'll post that video for sure. That's coming, and we also have. I'm hearing from Mike that we've got the video of you guys dancing with wings.
Oh.
Is that true? No, I'm just kidding.
No, he doesn't have it.
You texted it to me.
I'm kidding. We don't have that.
I got to find it. But Mike did go get this. You guys
Okay.
didn't
Yeah.
look at all those Tim Holtz scissors.
Yep.
Look at all those.
Look at that. Mm-hmm.
See? They're good, I tell you. But that's from back when I used to teach. But yeah, I've got those all over
You
my
need 'em.
house too.
Oh,
I have a
goodness.
designated Tim Holtz corner in my I can't show you my craft room right now.
Is it like a
It's
shrine?
yes.
She should have candles around it.
Tim Holtz.
An
His own
altar.
corner.
You need to get a lock of his hair now, Pam. And then you'll be all set.
Oh.
No,
Oh.
no, no,
No. Oh.
no.
Try it.
Don't Pam.
Oh dear.
No.
Be careful. I mean, because Tim, a lot of people know Tim for so many ways, but he's also pretty goofy. He might just send you some hair. So
He
Yeah,
Be careful
probably
what you
would.
ask for.
He
right,
would.
right.
That's the way he is.
And I will wear it and I'll lock it around my neck.
Which, yeah, if I were him, it would be worth it.
Oh my goodness. Oh
So
my
I found the
goodness.
picture. I found the picture. I
Uh-oh.
think this is
Oh,
this
great.
is Jennifer.
Hawaii.
Oh yeah, there's
Oh,
me.
that's Jennifer. Yeah.
There we are.
There's a really good one with Pam in
All
it
of
too.
us.
I'll try to
love
find it.
Oh, gosh. Oh, no.
Yeah, that was a special. Oh my goodness. Oh, here we go. These two. This is you and
Uh-oh.
Pam.
There we go. There were.
Oh,
There we
Nice.
go.
where am I at?
Yes.
There I am.
Yeah,
That's
look
fun.
at that. That was fun. That was a good time.
That was fun. That was fun.
We did lots of crafting that weekend. We get together and we craft.
Lots.
And then once in a while they'll drag me out and go to the beach.
Yes.
But otherwise we craft.
It was
Yeah.
a fun weekend.
It was a great
Yes.
weekend.
It sounds like, Pam, you're not alone of having a Tim Holtz shrine. Sounds like a number of people are saying that they have
Really?
one too. Yes, somebody said they even
Oh,
have a traveling
wow.
one that they bring with them.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
And also the
Okay, you're
scissors.
not alone.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
it
can't
sounds
go
like
without the scissors.
no, most people have the scissors in this industry, and if you don't, I would
Yeah.
go get some.
Yes,
Or just
absolutely.
ask Jennifer; she might have an extra pair.
Right.
That's a
So
pair
when
of
Tom-
two, you know.
When Colin was in kindergarten, they were, on the first day of school, you bring in your supplies and you have to like divide them up. And he said they had like the basket of, kids' scissors. And he went up to the teacher and asked if they had any Tim Holtz scissors because he liked those better. She's like, what?
What kind
That's
of
funny.
Well.
establishment did you send him to, Jennifer?
I know, I know.
Did not have Tim Holtz scissors.
Public elementary school.
That's it. Oh goodness, this is so much fun. I needed this.
Yeah.
After a hurricane, this is what I needed.
Now,
Most-
so one of the things that we did together, and by the way, people are asking what Creativation is. Creativation is a retailer show. So it's wholesale only. So if you're a retail store, you go and companies like Hero Arts or, Concord Ninth, Lawn Fawn, it's a big party where all of the vendors go and display and retailers come. And it's pretty social. That's where the Stamping Village was in 2019 and 2020. And so it really is kind of a behind the scenes way that the industry gets product on the shelf to stores and websites. But it's also really a social event. That's why it's a lot of fun to remember meeting both Pam and Dana at a show like this, because I think that is kind of where the community is built behind the scenes. It's another layer of the community because obviously people take classes at stores, people go to online events. They follow Pam on Instagram, right? There's ways that you get to know and build that community in so many different and wonderful ways. But Creativation, I think, and now it's called NAMPTA, and it used to be called HIA, and it's changed over the years. But really, that's where you have stores coming together and vendors meeting up with them, and it's such a great place to get creative ideas. And I think that's where we first conceived of the idea of working together, working with both of you to create a Unity collection. We had a collection called Community, and we wanted to get different perspectives. We wanted to get different styles. We had some people from different countries, and so this is a wonderful way to have Pam and Dana collaborate on a Unity collection. As you say, Pam, at time of maybe divisiveness in the world, and I think it's such a wonderful way again to bring people together in crafting around Unity and that joy that comes with it. So how did you guys first come up with the ideas when you started collaborating? Because it was wonderful talking with you, and you worked with my wife Laura, who's also our design director for 20 years at Hero Arts and co-owner, And the four of us really sat down and talked and kind of, how'd you conceive of the ideas that ultimately became the Unity collection that we put out together?
Well, I think it first started because we wanted representation of a little girl that looked like Pam's granddaughter.
Yeah.
So the Kids United stamp set was mirrored off of her granddaughter because we get a lot of questions about why there aren't stamps that look like us. And
Yeah.
that's across the industry, and it's been that way, a lot. So it was like, well, we need to make something first off of an image that we love, and that's her granddaughter. So
Yeah.
that's where it really all started. It literally started from having an image of a little girl that resembled a little girl of color.
Mhm.
So I don't even think, Pam, we didn't even second guess that one.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, it was pretty much like, okay, this needs to be like the first image that we want to be seen. And I think during that time too, it was just so much going on and so many people feeling either left out of a story, not included in a story, forgot about in a story, or the story was not right about them. So
Yeah.
we wanted to start building sentiment, and we wanted to start building images that can correlate to the people who feel like they're not seen. And I think once Pam and I, because we did a lot of talking, we started trying to come up with things on Procreate to like, okay, so how would this go together? And what about this? And it was just the Pam and I feed off of each other very well. And it was just trying
It's
to find
obvious.
like, yeah. Oh, I can't stand it, y'all.
No,
I just can't
really.
stand them.
Yep.
But it's like we found it very easy to come up with things because it was something we always wanted to have. Something that
Yeah.
we felt like a lot of our followers kept asking of Pam and I, how come we don't see this? Or
Yeah.
how come we don't feel like we're included in everything? So starting, that baseline with Hero was just not important for Pam and I. That
Yeah.
was important for a community of people, and
Right.
not just people that look like Pam and I. It was
Yeah.
it was needed for people who felt like they were underserved, not recognized. We get asked a lot about design teams. How comes there's not design teams that have people of color on there? How come there's not design teams that have men on there? So these are
Yeah.
like a lot of the questions Pam and I were getting, and then we were knocking our head together. We're like, well, how do we come up with something? How do we let our fellow crafters know, like, you are seen by us, you are
Yeah.
included in us? How do we do that? And then along came you, Aaron, and it was just like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, let's go ahead and start, Pam. Let's start doing things. And I think it felt, and for me, I don't want to talk for Pam, but for me, it was a emotional release for me. It was very emotional to one, Aaron, for you and Laura to want to accept that, because to me it was a challenge because you didn't see it a lot. It was a challenge to accept that challenge of taking on, two young ladies. Yes, young ladies, because I'm not old.
Absolutely.
Young
Though I'm
ladies.
older than
Of
Hero, but
yeah,
still.
of how tell us what you want to see, and let's help you make that happen. That was, I remember the first time I saw the stamp set, just crying, just bawling, as like, I really can't believe anybody's taking a chance on us. And
Right.
it was to literally have the package and you flip it around and it has you and your friend's face on it. You're just like, oh, jeez. We have come so far, Pam. Oh, but it was a emotional thing for me to know that somebody else saw us and appreciated us and valued our opinion. And from that, many other things have happened, which I'm eternally grateful. But I lay all this on you, Aaron, for giving us that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was really a joy to work with you, and I think that creativity comes in so many different ways. That there's
Correct.
different words: unity, diversity, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's those are variations of creativity in so many
Right.
ways. And I think that
Mm-hmm.
Laura found a lot of inspiration from your ideas, new directions to design. I remember one of the things that we were working on together is the line weight for the hair, and that was just it was a great way to think through
Mm-hmm.
how to be sure that it represents anybody's
Right.
hairstyle or hair
Right.
Mm-hmm.
thickness or
Mm-hmm.
from different cultures and different backgrounds, and it was just not something that the design team at Hero Arts had thought of before, even though they're come from different backgrounds too.
Mm-hmm.
Or we worked on those inks that were different skin colors, right? Because they weren't quite
Yes.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You
Right.
guys
Right.
Yes.
refine
Right.
those browns, those skin colors, those different looks, so that unfortunately, I think
Mm-hmm.
that is sold out on our website, that pack, but it will come back in stock.
Did you see who's here, Pam?
No. Is it Tim?
It's Tim.
Is-
Uh-oh. Pam
I've
might
been
clean him up.
texting him.
He might not
Oh,
be able to talk now if Tim's here.
Tim, you already know how I feel about you. I love you,
I had to text him and ask him to pop in. I don't think he's
Tim.
Yeah.
home, so he was just popping in briefly. But
Oh, thanks, Tim. He knows
That
how I
is
feel about
fun.
him.
well,
That is so fun.
earlier he shared that you like the image of the two of you going live tonight with us, and I messaged him and I said I just love those ladies, and he said me too. So
Aw.
Aw,
so I had to text him
Tim.
and tell him. So he's here.
We'll cuddle with you
Aw.
next time, Tim.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tim, you're
He
gonna have
he
to go
might
back and watch the beginning.
He
yeah.
is. He is.
He might have a locket with your hair around his neck. Who
This
knows?
Ooh,
is
You
Pam.
never
true.
know.
This
You
is
never know.
true.
I did. I think I did when he was hugging you. You kind of tilted your head like that. I think
What scissors did you use?
As long as he used Tim Holtz scissors.
that's right. Long as
Right.
the hair up
There
Tim
you
Holtz
go.
scissors.
Tim holds
There you go.
scissors.
Tim is hiding right now.
He has to come
See what
before.
happens,
He's a big
Aaron?
Disney fan too. He's a big Disney fan. So,
That's
Yeah.
there you go, yeah.
oh
I'm
Tim.
sorry I interrupted you, Aaron. I just had to
No, that
make
was
sure.
wonderful. That was hilarious. It was always wonderful to see Tim join. And if you haven't seen his episode too, I think
Oh,
I'm going
so
to have to
good.
quote
Yeah,
him.
that was a good. I
Yes,
Fantastic.
watch
and
that like every
you
day,
do you,
right?
right? And I think
Yeah, you
that's
do you.
what our collaboration was all about, right?
Yep.
We
Yeah.
wanted to kind of all the wonderful and glorious different ways that
Mm-hmm.
people from all backgrounds, you do you. And I think
Right.
this gave new avenues. I will say that our collaboration also got us, we didn't have this before, but we wanted to really explore that further. And so we have 18 wonderful creative team members here in the US, and now we have 16 global, in
Right.
order to really kind of get that
Mm-hmm.
interaction with different
Mm-hmm.
styles, different cultures, different countries.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's an idea too that spun off from our collaboration. And I will say, for our 50th anniversary, each time we have a Hanging with Hero, we do a special 50% off sale. And of course,
Oh,
this one is the Love and Unity collections that uh, Dana and
woohoo!
Pam
Aw.
helped create. Um,
Yay.
Oh,
Yes, and so you can
yay.
see the whole collection. Unfortunately, some of them are selling fast. Like I know that it'll come back in stock, but the skin color for Cube Pack is out of stock at the moment. But all the rest, I think, are in stock, and it's wonderful to look at those and share those and celebrate them. So
Oh,
50%
nice.
off,
Love
24
it.
hours only. Love and
Hurry,
Unity,
hurry.
the
Wow.
Unity collection by Dana and Pam, in
Aw.
collaboration with Hero Arts. And over our history, we don't work with that many people. Like everybody has a different model, of course. We're working with Ralph Tyndall, for example, right now, but for the most part, our design team is kind of our, our look and feel. But every once in a
Mm-hmm.
while, we have kind of special collaborations that we just feel we have to do, and certainly the two of you kind of opened the
Mm-hmm.
door to that, and we're better for it. We're
Oh,
we're
thank
thankful.
you.
Like,
Yeah, we should
And
expand
it,
that.
Thank
Why
you.
aren't we doing more?
yes,
let's do
Right,
it.
right,
I think so. I think it
Now
was,
we need a picture that looks like Layla. We need a little baby that looks like
right. We
Layla.
need a
yes,
little
Oh
we
yeah,
Layla.
do. We do. And I think it was
that's
it was long overdue. But I'm so glad that you both worked together and learned from each other. And you know, Pam and Dana were very helpful in understanding what the best thing to do to be represented and to be seen. And Aaron was very receptive to that. And you still celebrate. Hero still does features on Instagram for different folks from our community. And I think that's fantastic. And I appreciate all that you guys did to bring this together. And I hope it continues to grow because it's something that needs to happen. It's
yeah.
Yeah.
wonderful.
And as
But thank
to
you,
honor,
Jennifer, for your love and support through it all
Of
too.
course.
yeah,
Yeah.
Of
Couldn't have done it
course.
without
Yeah.
you, babe.
I was just going to
Love
say
you.
that. Dana and Pam put this collection together with Laura and the design team, and then Jennifer, I think it was your suggestion that we do it monthly. We've got a monthly post that celebrates
Yep.
community every month. Every month since then, we've
Mm-hmm.
had one.
Mm-hmm.
So you can look back at community. You can come. I think it's I don't remember. Kelly's going to kill me because she knows the schedule. She's in
Mm-mm.
the comments. I think it's the last Friday of the month that we do
Yes, it's
a
like the
com
third week, I think, of the month.
Yeah, that's
a
third
third
week of
week.
the
Something
month.
like
Okay,
that.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, third week. So it's a community post from different people, from different backgrounds, different styles.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
Mm-hmm.
quoting Tim Holtz, you doing you. And I
You
think
do
that's
you.
Yep.
such a wonderful way that
Mm-hmm.
we can celebrate this community together. And all of you joining us and giving your comments, giving love in the comments. There's nothing better
Yeah.
than that. It's just such a
Mm-hmm.
fun way to celebrate and share this. Um, okay, so we're not done yet, so don't think we're wrapping up. People were saying thank you.
Oh.
You're welcome on the sale, but we're not going anywhere just yet. So what happens? And I'm going to ask both of you this question, and
Oh
maybe
boy.
you guys have so much joy in your creativity. Maybe you don't get this, but people have asked like, what happens when you get a block? Like what happens if you're like on a design team, or
Mm.
you
Good
want to use
question.
something, or somebody sends you a stamp set that you just can't figure out how to do it. Like,
Mm.
what's your go-to way to kind of rediscover that inspiration, which it will come, but of course, as
Mm-hmm.
the pass, it gets a little more stressful. So,
Mm-hmm.
where do you find that inspiration on something new or different that you just can't feel right at the moment?
I try to channel my best Dana. I always call it that.
Don't do
Yeah,
Layer
that.
this, do that. Don't. So I flip through magazines. Sit down and watch a lot of YouTube. Jennifer, Gina, just watch a
mm,
lot of even older hero arts, videos. Get inspiration
great.
from that. Um,
Yeah,
phone a friend. You have Marisha. My friend Marisha is out there. You talk to her, or you go to another source. Like we're all creative, so I'll go to the planner community with like Lamika and see what she's doing or just little different things, or get inspiration. Hang out with the kids, roll around on the floor, and sometimes
yeah,
you just get an idea. And sometimes they happen accidentally, like you have grandkids, they spill things on. Oh, look at that! That's mixed media. Let's just put a stamp on top of that.
That's a positive way to look at it.
that's great.
Many times I've gone into my craft room and they're just in there making a mess. You just cut it down to a panel, slap it on a card base. There you go.
Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you, Dana?
Well, I start with a good glass of red wine.
Oh,
Mm,
I'm
okay.
going to her house.
Yeah.
that's
Mm-hmm.
inspiration in a glass.
Forget Hero Arts. We're going to Dana's.
Usually, so if I know I'm getting a product in advance, I really try to think of something I'm already going to make with it. Like I keep
Yeah.
a sketchbook with me, and I'm always like, okay, so I need to work with that. Let me go ahead and start sketching that out a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm the kind of person who needs to know like the inks I'm going to use. I always pick my color palette first. So I need to know the inks I'm going to use first. And then I can kind of go from there. I'll sketch it out. I'll pull the product, kind of like set it off to the side. And while I'm doing something in here, I'll continuously go back and look back and forth. Like, what can I do with that? If that doesn't work, I have another glass of wine. And then I start all over again.
Then suddenly things get easier.
It just clicks. But if I am, because I've lost a lot of my mojo. I mean, like a lot of my mojo. And I'm trying to get that back. And it's a process at this moment. But it's like, if I can just get in here and get one thing done, then I feel like, okay, I've accomplished something. And I think that's something that we have to allow ourselves as crafters, is to allow ourselves to have some grace. That not every day is going to be, you got to get in your craft room and knock it out. You just got to kind of give yourself some grace on it. Everything does not need to be perfect. Everything does not need to happen in a day. It took me, I made 3 cards that are actually sitting here on my desk for the product that I wanted to use, and that took me 5 days to get those 3 cards done. Which usually, I can usually knock that out in a couple hours. But allowing yourself to have grace also allows you to know that mistakes can be made, that everything doesn't have to be perfect, and then tomorrow's another day. So if I'm stuck on something and I don't try to force myself to push through it anymore. I just say, okay, well, turn off the lights and close the door. And, if I come back to it later in the night, or if I come back to it the next day, then, you just have to allow yourself that you don't have to rush through everything, because I think that steals you. If you can just take some time, walk away, and come back, it will be much better. Totally much better. Sometimes I'll make a card and I won't put a sentiment on it because I don't know what I want to use yet. So I'll just make a whole bunch of backgrounds and just set them aside. So that's how it happens in this house.
Another thing that's helpful with like kind of documenting things when you're feeling creative for the next, so you're ready the next time you're not feeling creative, is Pam's book. Hey, Pam.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Jennifer.
That was on my list to ask you about. Yes.
I just put it in the chat so you can tell everybody about it, because it was on my crafty gift guide this year.
Yes,
so
it was.
It's fantastic. Do you have one there?
Yes.
Mine's on the other side of the room.
I had to roll mine out on my cart because behind me was a mess.
There you go. It's the Card Maker's Chronicles. Tell us about it.
Well, inspired by my crafty friends. It's a little sketchbook. You can put notes, you can sketch out cards in the back here. Sorry, I'm looking at it has like crafty etiquette when you're doing like lives and such, and popping into comments, write down all your crafty events that you want to go to, things like that.
That's fun.
Thank you.
And
It's excellent
for you,
keeping ideas in order, keeping track of ideas.
Or having your grandkids color in it.
Is Tim Holtz's full schedule for the next 5 years in that too?
That's in a personal plan.
Already know. Ready? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, I really loved both of your answers on kind of how you get inspiration. We've kind of joked that we should put together a collection, or maybe even a stamp set, now that I think about it, of sayings from these from the Hanging with Heroes, and I think both of you gave us good ones. And oh, look, that's mixed media. I think that's good. And I mean, give yourself grace. Dana is I think it's so important, and also 2 glasses of wine helps.
Always.
Or three.
Are they?
Yeah. So we'll add those to the list, and definitely
Thank
don't
you.
forget to pick up Pam's book if you can, because
Yeah.
that is
Hmm.
a lot of fun.
Thanks.
And yes, we want to thank all of you for joining. I mean, spending the time here. We're not done yet, but I do want to recognize all of you for your comments, for your participation, for all of your joy in, cheering us on as we talk about these
Tim
two
Holtz.
wonderful
Oh, I'm
ladies,
sorry.
Tim Holtz
No,
and their
sorry. I'm
backgrounds.
sorry.
It's wonderful to have you on the journey with us, and we want to thank you as best we can. We have some giveaways. Mike's going to put up the
Ooh.
winners tonight. We try to
Ooh.
always pick from the comments here. So we've got $50 gift cards from Hero Arts, and you also get $25 gift card that you can give to a friend.
Yeah.
And there you have the two winners.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations all. Scrapbook.com continues to sponsor every one of these, as does Ranger. And tonight we've got very special sponsors as well. Dana's going to sponsor a $50 gift card. Pam's going to sponsor a $50 gift card. And so is Jennifer. So you see the winners there. Congratulations all.
Congrats.
Email info@heroarts.com and we will get you squared away with that. Congratulations, everyone. And just as a
Congratulations.
note, because some people need titles on these videos and can't watch live, other people are overseas and can't catch them live, we give away two $50 Hero Arts gift cards plus $25 for a
Wow.
friend during the replays over the next
Replay,
48
yep.
hours. So you're welcome to watch on
Yeah.
That's
Jennifer's channel
amazing.
or on our channel, and you could win one of those too. So thank you all. Every time when Jennifer and I start these, we're always like, "Are people going to come? Does anybody still want us to do that?" And but just having all of you join and be
Yes.
so active and involved in the discussion just makes it worthwhile every time. All right, so how do you guys see going forward? Do you have any kind of crafty plans that you have coming up that either of you are looking forward to, events that you're going to do or you look forward to attending over the next year that might inspire others to do the same? Like, what are your favorite things to do that you're looking forward to, and maybe even you recommend other people do too?
Well, I'm going to be teaching with Jennifer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Christina and JC and Kathy and Laura. And it's going to be awesome on OCC. So I have that class coming up with them. So, make sure y'all sign up for that too. It's going to be so much fun. I love teaching. I do. It has, in the beginning, I was so nervous. Now it's a passion of mine. I love doing this. I love sharing what I love with everybody else. That's one big thing. And then loving on my new grandbaby. She'll be 3 months in the end of this week. So
Wow.
she's, yeah, I know already. But yeah, she is the rock star in this house right now. She's gonna be leaving soon, and I'm gonna hate it. But she's my little rock star for right now, my little crafting buddy.
Yeah.
And yeah, just trying to get back in the groove of things, and then enjoying life and everything it has to offer. And the holidays are coming up, so I'll have my holiday card series on my YouTube channel. So yeah, that's probably gonna take out 2025.
Right.
There you go.
So don't forget to follow Dana Joy YouTube channel. You can see her in different classes. When is the one that you guys are teaching together?
It November 11th on online card classes, but it's not a
alright.
live event. It's a pre-recorded. You can join anytime.
Right.
If you go over to my blog, I just did earlier today. I did a live with Christina where we explained it all. So yeah.
Great. All right. Fun. And what about you, Pam? What are you looking forward to that's upcoming that you might be doing, or you might be enjoying, or you might recommend to others?
I will be cleaning my craft room. That looks like 4 hot messes, like maybe 5 hot messes.
A lot of mixed
You would
media
think
Same.
items.
Milton went through there. Like,
Yeah.
it's bad.
Wow.
It's bad. So I'll be doing that for most of 2025. And then I want to get back up north to hang out with Cropper's Delight, a group I used to hang out with, and I'm gonna at least one trip there for New York, and then Brownstone Creative Events here in Riverview. They have craft events all of the time, so I
Mhm.
will definitely try to join some more of those. And then Dana and I are going to get our grandbabies together for their
Oh,
Cannot
pre-arranged
wait.
wedding.
yes. Yeah. They need to start preparing for the wedding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
so
That's right.
that's what I'm gonna do. And January, my kids are sending me on a cruise for my birthday, so I'll be taking some
What?
crafty goodies there. Yeah, told you I'm older than
Fun.
Hero Arts, so
We are
Nah.
both older than Hero Arts.
Yeah.
And just if
I don't believe
everybody's
that for a
look,
second.
if people are looking for more of Dana and Pam, I have it in my YouTube description, along with a
oh
link to
gosh.
Pam's book,
Oh, thank
Yes.
you.
so you can
So you'll
find
be
them
seeing more.
easily that
Oh,
way.
also Dana and I we did a what was it? Car ride with a crafter. I think it's up on my
Crafty car
YouTube.
rides. Yep.
That's yep,
Whoa. You want to laugh?
funny.
You need to see that.
Where
I
is
think I
that?
mentioned Timmy there.
It's
That's
on
on
Pam's YouTube.
yeah,
Okay,
Pocono Pam.
Yeah.
wonderful.
That'll
That
be
that was
fun.
that was pretty
So yeah.
hilarious.
Great.
hmm
All right. So visit Pam's YouTube, follow the link that Jennifer mentioned, and you
Yep.
can see all the events. Um, it's funny. We were talking with Ralph Tyndall. In fact, Tyndall, and he was just here at Hero Arts for the first time, and he does TikTok. That's kind of where he made his start with ASMR. For those who don't know what ASMR is, be sure
Oh
to turn your
yes.
volume on if you're going to watch TikTok, because I made the mistake of having my volume off. And my kids were like, "What are you doing? That makes no sense. Why would you do that? Turn your volume on." I didn't know. And ASMR, of
Ian's
course,
like, I
is
don't get it.
Right.
What is that
now I love
about?
TikTok, and I didn't before. I was like, I don't get it, but now I do. And Tim made his. Ralph made his
Ralph.
name. Yes, doing this
hmm
on TikTok and got 15 million views on a Hero Arts card that he made, and so I think that there's a lot of youth. There's a lot of kind of young people who are there. My daughter, my son are there at 23 and 24. So what do you guys
hmm
think about alternatives to YouTube and Instagram? Like what about TikTok? Do you play there too? Do you share your creations? Do you enjoy seeing crafty things on TikTok, or um, is that something you don't use?
So I'm 55. I'm outside of
Yeah.
that TikTok range. But I do have an account on TikTok. I've never posted a thing, but I do
Okay.
watch TikTok and I save recipes and things I'm never gonna make. All on TikTok. But I am I'm of a certain age that I can't chase every new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just there and I know what works for me and I know what works well for me. And, if I have to learn another way of crafting, I mean, I can do it. Don't get me wrong. Show a girl a new way to do it and I'll do it. But I guess I'm just 24 years in it and I'm just like, I'm going to leave that to the young people.
Yeah.
I'll watch you
Yeah.
and I'll cheer you on. But yeah, I'm good. What about you, Pam? Are you going to be a TikToker?
Well, I think I have two things up on TikTok. One is about Tim. I forgot what the other one is about.
That's surprising.
What?
I'm sorry. And then Dana and I, like, if I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I can't sleep. I'm sending stuff to Dana, and she's
Oh
Oh,
sending
yeah.
stuff to me. That's what TikTok is for.
that is
Just
what
Yeah.
true friendship is. When you just
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
up in the
true
middle of the night and
friendship.
send people TikToks.
Yeah.
And
2
Jennifer
o'clock in
and
the
I are
morning.
really good on Instagram things.
Yeah. I'm not on
We don't have
TikTok,
hmm
so I do that on Instagram.
we don't have
Yeah.
to
hmm
talk for months. And we
Yeah.
love each other all through everything we
The
send in our
same. Yeah.
messages on IG.
hmm hmm That's it.
Absolutely.
I don't think you're gonna see me up making dancing or I don't. I'll hurt myself if I try to do that. But yeah, I'm just. It's all about. Maybe I'll just make my TikTok all about Tim.
There we go.
A Tim
You
talk.
get a
A
million
Tim
A
talk.
likes.
Tim talk.
Tim talk. That's perfect. That's a hilarious
I
name.
love it.
I love it.
Oh man.
So what
Yes.
about you, Aaron? What do you think about TikTok?
Well, my kids are on it all the time, and they say whatever you do, don't do it. It's just it's a sink of time that you'll just spend
Wow.
kind of watching various things. But it is a great way to communicate. It's a great way that kids are able to, and I call my 20-something children kids, that
There's
they really are able to share different things and connect and communicate together, and they do some of the dancing and some of the posting and some of the trends on those, and have a lot of fun doing it. So I see a lot of joy there, and I see community. And so when I see that, I just wonder if we're looking at crafting in our industry. You do you. Let's find ways to
Yeah.
appeal to those 20-somethings. And I think it's wonderful that Simon Hurley, that Ralph Tyndall are able to do that. I think that
Right.
we have to continue to look at that as an industry, as as Jennifer calls me, the grandfather of the industry, or the godfather. I like to be the cool uncle because then I sound younger. But that'd be better. But I think that we have to look at those things in the future. And so that's why I asked that question, just to see how we can find new creative ways to launch Tim Talk, because I think that'll
There you
appeal to more than just Pam.
Yeah. People are excited about Tim Talk in the comments.
Yes.
Brand it right now, Pam. Brand that
Yes.
right now.
Right.
Get your patent for that.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Do you even Tim Talk, bro? Like,
Right. And the
put that on a
picture,
shirt.
Just for
right?
fun.
The opening picture can be the lock of his hair that you have.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
I like
Around
that.
your neck. Just around your
Around
neck.
my neck. Oh, my heart.
Yeah.
Wow,
Instead
I
of
think
clutching your pearls, you're clutching your Tim.
That's right.
Oh my cheeks.
yes. Well, it's wonderful talking with both of you. I think we could talk all night. I want to thank both of you for joining. So much more to come that I would love to, do more of our Unity collection together. I think that'd be so much fun. Why we've let a couple years pass without doing anything new, I can't figure out now that we're talking.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do
do
it.
it.
The plan. So I'm pledging now. Let's try to do it for spring 2025.
You got it.
Woo!
We're on it, Pam.
You're there.
That'll be fun. So start thinking of your ideas. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Wonderful to have you. As always, Jennifer, it's a joy to spend this time with you.
It is. It's fun.
Yes. Thank you, everybody.
And I
for
think
joining
they
in
need
with
to be
you.
on every episode, because come on.
It's true.
Just in the back of everybody.
Yes. And
Can
we're
we
going to
have
find
Tim?
that. And we're going to find that video of the first time that Pam met Tim. We'll post
I
that
gotta
next.
see it.
No, I don't think so.
I
Yeah.
gotta see it.
To my phone. I'm sure I still have that.
I hope so.
We have to have that, yeah. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, Jennifer
Yes.
and Aaron. You know that we love and adore you both. So
Absolutely.
We love you
Oh.
back. We love you
And
back.
Dana girl, you know how I feel about
You know it, boo.
You know it.
Oh my goodness.
This is what you get when you get both of us together. Sorry,
No,
guys.
it's great.
Oh, yeah.
It's magic in a bottle, let me tell you. It's wonderful. All right. Thank you all. Good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.